On this show, we cover some sensitive topics.
Though the obituaries may be outlandish, the people are real.
Names have been changed or omitted in order to respect both the deceased and the survived by.
While death is no laughing matter, some petty last words can provide some pretty entertaining comic relief.
Welcome to Obituary. Welcome back to Obituary. I'm Spencer Henry.
And I'm Madison Reyes.
What's up?
What's up, Doc?
What's up, Doc?
Are we already delusional?
Losing it all day. Laughing.
Oh.
We're just having fun over here. It's a casual Thursday, as we call it. We're wearing the same shoes right now.
Woo! We've just been going at each other's necks for like 48 hours.
We just roasted each other so hard.
Last night on the phone for like an hour.
Yeah. You know what? One thing about us, we love a roast.
The nastier and mean that it can get, the better for me.
Oh, yeah.
I love it.
You were saying for your birthday this year.
My gosh.
It'd be kind of fun to do a roast. And I was like, I would love that. Your husband would love that. All our friends would love it.
Cisco would go in.
Yeah, I was like, I think I'll have to monitor his material a little bit. But
and his alcohol. Because he could get wild.
Speaking of, let's just get into it. Well, this weekend, I went to Monsterpalooza.
Oh my gosh, I didn't even get to ask you about that. How was it?
You were too busy tearing me down.
Yeah.
Ripping me to shreds.
Yeah, you came at me about something and I said, yeah. Well, you know what? You say debris. And you were like, what the fuck?
She pulled it out of nowhere.
I kept it in my back pocket, like from a couple of times we've recorded and you've said it. I guess I stored it into my memory. Like
I had no idea that she's been holding on to this.
I'm coming for you. It came out and you're like, what the fuck? I'm like, I had that thing locked and loaded.
Yeah, you called yourself out because I don't even know I was like making fun of something and then you were like, oh yeah, well, you can't even say debris right. You said you can't even say debris right. You say debris. And I was like, oh, okay, clocked. Like, you got me. I'm gagged. I don't know what to tell you, man. I'm sorry. Like, fuck, I didn't know we were okay. Like, I have to think about that one now.
I was just holding that in, I guess. I don't know where it came from.
You got me. Anyway, I went to Monsterpalooza, which is like a horror convention.
Was it cool? Did you see the Terrifier?
Yes.
The real one, or?
I don't know. There was a lot of people in costumes. I was not there that long. Just went for a couple hours, but it was wild. I'm not a collector of things really, but there was a lot of collectors there. And so they have like people geek out on all the like toys and figures and whatnot. And it was cool. It felt like a very wholesome thing to be at.
Yeah.
And there was like someone cosplaying as Elvira.
Ooh.
There was someone as like in Beetlejuice, the head thing that spins around with like the like carousel almost on it. There was one of those. Really good costumes. And I think that there was a Frankenstein and Bride of Frankenstein, and I think they were wearing the Universal costume.
Oh, did you feel like a dork just not being dressed up?
Yeah, I was like, God, had I known. But the next day or the next night, we went to Zach Bryan.
We did. We didn't even talk that whole day.
I know.
I think you texted me like, are you here? I'm like, yeah, we just walked in.
It was like a pool day on Sunday. So I was laying out. I didn't have my phone outside.
Wait, we went in the pool Friday.
We did. First swim of the summer. You and Cisco came over and that was fun.
That was so fun.
And I hope all summer is just swimming and just fun because that was last summer. And it makes you feel like a little kid. We don't know how to fucking tell a story. So Zach Bryan Day. I wasn't even going to go initially to that concert because if you G-offs remember we went last year, and then we went for my birthday in March. This is the same concert. And then you bought tickets because Cisco started getting into Zach Bryan. So you bought tickets for him for his birthday. And I was like, okay, what about me?
Yeah.
And then like 2 weeks ago, I was like, you know what? I think I'm going to go. And you were like, try and get seats near us. So I did. And
Got better seats than us.
well, that was all that was available. But we did. We went and it was so much fun.
It was so great. Cisco cried. I like looked over at him and he's like, wow.
But that was also Cisco's first time meeting the person that I'm dating.
Yes.
And he was on a good one. I mean, both of you were buzzing it, but Cisco was pretty gone.
Yeah.
And he was doing... So Madison's husband, when he gets drunk, he does this thing where he just tells
He
stories.
will tell you his whole life story, and the story will take 5 hours to finish.
You think it takes us a long time to tell a story? Get that boy a microphone. Because
oh my God.
he'll fucking go on. You get a 6-hour podcast every day.
Every single time. And the amount of likes that he says, even when I'm drunk, I'm like, dude, you are saying like so much. But he loved the person. And when we got home, he's like, I want to hang out with, and said his name. And then he was fucking clowning on us. He's like, you two bozos are fucking boring. Like, I want to hang out with him.
Yeah, Cisco's over us, honestly. I think
He called us obnoxious.
Yeah, he's like, get out.
Yeah.
Here. Other highlights I have in my notes app from this week was I was at the gym. There was something going on with the parking situation. And...
Oh, no.
the owner was like, is that lady with the big van coming in today? And I couldn't wait to tell you. 'Cause
Embarrassing.
you're the lady with the big van.
I know.
And I love it. I love that description of you.
The lady with the big van. God. Oh my God. Else happened.
What else? What else have we been getting into? The camera's completely crooked.
Oh my, it's just skirt. Oh, how'd that happen? Yeah, cut me out.
Oh,
Cut me out completely. You bitch.
I didn't even realize that. You're just like not in it. I'm like, perfect. Anyways.
Oh, God.
What is there, laughing gas in this room?
I know. We had a really important meeting today. Some exciting stuff.
Ooh, some exciting things about going to some places potentially.
We have a jam-packed second half of this year. That's all I'll say.
Oh, fuck yeah. I'm so excited. I love it all. I do. Love it. I watched the Danny Bonaduce clip like 5 times. And I never watch anything we do.
I know.
I was like loving it.
Laughing.
It's cracking up because it just doesn't make sense either. It just
I know.
doesn't make sense.
It makes no sense. And I was getting the post ready for that episode. Maybe last night or the night before. And I was cracking up again at I was like listening to the thing and we got to the dumb criminals and the picture that goes with your dumb criminal is a big vagina puppet.
Yeah.
With curly hair.
Oh, did you find a picture of it?
Yeah, it's up on our
Oh,
Instagram.
perfect. Go follow it. What is it? Obituary. Is it Obituary Pod?
Obituary podcast.
Obituary Podcast on Instagram.
Actually, I don't know.
I wish we could have just had Obituary. Then we wouldn't have to deal with this.
It's Obituary Pod.
At Obituary Pod on Instagram. And there you go. And that's it. We'll see you next week with some more.
Wait, okay.
Okay.
What?
Do you have a listener email?
I do, and I just love this. Okay, it says, "Hi guys, my name is Grace. Please feel free to use my name. I love the pod, and think all the nice things everybody always says."
Spell it out. I want to hear
Like
it.
what, Grace?
Yeah, Grace,
What?
what exactly do you mean?
I was doing my usual scroll through Facebook Marketplace and stumbled upon a woman who can be hired for funerals or weddings to act like a mysterious mysterious relative.
Ooh, I love that.
You can pick her outfit and her backstory. I've
No.
attached the listing because it's hilarious. Love to.
How did we get into that?
Okay, I want to get into this so much. Okay, so here it is.
Oh my gosh.
And it's for $100, your mysterious relative, funerals, weddings, etc. Description: need someone intriguing to stand at the back? I will come with a black umbrella and a single rose. Elegant, silent, and unexpected. At the end, I will place the rose on the grave, perfectly centered, and mysteriously depart. Also suitable for weddings or other events, in which case backstories could be edited. Pricing: $100 flat rate for 1 hour, $50 extra for each additional hour, and for an extra $50, I'll pretend to only speak French. Details: you pick the outfit, one of 3 above, and the backstory to be used if needed. The first backstory: I'm the ex-mistress of the deceased. He or she ended things with me. On my end, it was a love match, and I was devastated. Backstory 2. The deceased was a valued member of the Chicago Mafia. As the daughter of one of the higher officials, I've come as a representative to pay my respects. I have fond childhood memories of the deceased smuggling in an illegal lizard across state lines because I wanted a pet. Backstory 3. I am the estranged child of the deceased. I never met them in person. In fact, I've actually been trying to track them down and came to town today to visit them unexpectedly, only to end up at their funeral. And I think that
Iconic.
is so fun.
I love that, and more people should do it.
I know. I want crazy mafia backstories
See,
at my funeral.
This is what they don't teach in school.
Creativity.
Creativity. We need people working in all kinds of jobs.
Spice up your life.
Every boy.
Every girl. People around the world.
Okay, well, I'm keeping with the nature of us. We have some absolutely unhinged Am I the Assholes today.
Okay.
They're fucking wild. This first one, not related to death.
Okay.
I didn't even get to the Am I the Asshole section. This was just front page news on Reddit.
Oh.
My boyfriend wants me to sleep on the floor. My boyfriend, 35, works overnight. And every morning between 4 and 6 a.m. when he's off, I, 24, am asked to leave the room so he can receive a good rest. Am I selfish for not wanting to leave the bedroom when he comes in from work? He says I'm being selfish when I don't leave the room. He says sleeping beside him makes the room extremely hot and that my movements wake him up. But for me, sleeping out in the living room for another few hours is uncomfortable and I hate it. It's extremely brighter than our room as our bedroom has blackout curtains. The couch isn't big enough to lay on and the floor is way too hard on my body. We own an air mattress that I could sleep on, but we also have a cat that would pop that baby in an instant. We also talked about buying a couch, but he's not willing to contribute to the purchase since I'm the one who wants it. So what do I do in this situation? I feel it's unfair. I constantly have to sacrifice only 5 to 6 hours of sleep for myself so that he can have a peaceful 8 hours. Am I wrong in this situation? And if I am, how should I continue to go about it?
I don't think you're wrong. I don't think you're the asshole. I think he's kind of an asshole, but I also understand how important sleep is. And you guys have to figure out a compromise.
Break up.
Okay.
Are you fucking kidding me? If Cisco asks you to sleep on the floor,
He's not directly asking her to sleep on the floor, though.
well, you can't lay on the couch. It's not, she said it's technically a love seat.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I think he's an asshole. I don't think she is, but I do think sleep is so important.
I don't know. They ripped her to fucking shreds.
Who?
Thing in the comments.
Why? What'd they say?
They were like, you need to fucking leave him. Like, what kind of man would ask his wife or girlfriend to go sleep in a different room? Like, wake them up and make them go sleep in a different room.
Yeah, that's crazy to wake them up.
Just get separate bedrooms.
Yeah.
Okay, this next one says, am I the asshole for not declining or signing over my portion of my ex-boyfriend's life insurance payout to his mom?
Okay.
I recently learned that my ex-boyfriend passed away of cancer in March. His mom called me last week to inform me of his passing and to inform me that myself and her are listed as beneficiaries on his life insurance from his employer. She instantly tells me that she doesn't know why he never changed it, but that I can decline or just sign the check over to her once I receive it. And instantly I'm in shock. He's gone and he left me on there? Why? I went back and forth wondering if this was on purpose or accidental. It had been approximately 6 years since we mutually civilly split up. I was informed he had a new girlfriend that lived with him and she has 2 kids from another relationship. Is there a reason she never got put on the will, or was this all just a big mistake? Today it's been 1 week and this has been very hard, especially since his mom has been terrorizing me all week to get me to agree to give her this money. She has said hurtful things and has sent the most disrespectful photos and videos of her son in his last moments. As of right now, I haven't even gotten in touch with the insurance company. I have no idea how much it is or if I need lawyers to help at this point. Well, today's the day I woke up knowing 100% I'm keeping the money, and I'm not going to feel bad at all for helping my family with a gift my ex left for me. Unfortunately, part of me wonders if it's the right thing to do by my ex. A little info to add, my home burnt down 3 years ago, and 2 years ago my mom passed. It's been a long, hard few years, and this money would buy myself a new bra for the first time in 3 years, and my little clan could really use the money. Am I the asshole?
I think she should give the mom the money.
That is deranged to keep the money.
So
After
it was
6
a
years,
gift?
So they broke up 6 years ago, like a mutual, just good breakup.
Mm-hmm.
Clearly, this guy forgot or never got around to changing his will because probably didn't expect to die
Yeah.
young. And she's saying, I'm going to keep it like it's a little gift for me.
Oh, you're a dumb bitch.
Dumb
Give it
bitch.
to the family.
Give it to the family. You have no right.
I would be, if I were the mom, I would be sending nasty things too.
Oh, and since you chose not to, guess what? Everyone's going to fucking know. I'm running my mouth.
Running.
I'm getting Facebook again just
Yeah.
to post about this.
I'm getting MySpace.
Yeah, I'm going on the news. Starting a podcast about it.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Crazy.
Really crazy. People are just fucking assholes, man.
I know.
Especially when a death occurs.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I am up first this week. Do you have a little side bitch?
I do. And I have the side bitch for Jill Searle. And this comes from The Guardian, February 16th, 2023. And it says, my mother, Jill Searle, who died aged 84, worked at the unconventional end of the modeling industry, providing filmmakers, advertisers, and other creatives with character models of all shapes, looks, and sizes. She started at the Ugly Models Agency when it was launched in 1969.
What?
As the person in charge, she was largely responsible for its success over the next 20 years until she left to set up her own agency called the Casting Department in the mid-1990s.
There's an ugly modeling agency?
Ugly was a pioneering idea at the time. Before its launch, agencies generally concentrated only on the young and beautiful, but a new wave of British photographers such as David Bailey and Terence Donovan liked to use real people in their photos, and Ugly filled the gap.
Why does a real person have to be ugly?
She was born in Tooting, southwest London, to Doris, a housewife, and Christopher Frost, a panel beater. At the first opportunity, she left Mitcham County Grammar School and headed to live in the center of London, where she took on various administrative jobs and met the artist Terry Searle in a coffee shop. They married in 1959 and embarked on a semi-bohemian lifestyle in a set of rooms in Soho. For a time in the early 60s, Jill worked at Ronnie Scott's Jazz Club, doing a bit of everything from admin work to cleaning and making fry-up breakfasts for the musicians. Among the musical guests she met was Ella Fitzgerald, who took a shine to her first child, Timothy, and bounced him on her knee. That's a cool fucking story to have.
That is cool.
In 1969, Jill saw a mysterious advert looking for someone to take on the running of a new company. It turned out to be Ugly, which was established in Fitzrovia by 3 creative industry entrepreneurs who liked Jill and gave her the job of running it from scratch, advertising for people to sign up as models and creating a catalog for ad agencies. Imagine getting fucking approached. Like, have you ever thought about modeling? They hand you the card and it's like, oh.
I feel like that would happen to me.
Shut the fuck up. It was a one-woman band in the early days, and Jill answered the phone, took bookings, interviewed models, and became known as the person to go to for unusual people. The job helped her meet and make friends with people from various walks of life, including celebrities, but she was always unfazed by it all. On one occasion, helping out with the casting for the film The Great Rock and Roll Swindle of 1980, she ended up playing the role of Sid Vicious's mom when Marianne Faithfull failed to show up. However, she remained a Mitcham girl at heart, never one for glitzy parties parties, she preferred to spend weekends with her sister Bonnie, playing cards and going to bingo. As a dressmaker, knitter, and embroiderer, nothing was beyond her capabilities, and she was also an avid reader and painter. Jill worked for her own agency into her 70s and stopped only when she suffered a brain aneurysm in 2015. Her marriage to Terry ended in divorce in the late 70s, and she's survived by their 3 children, Timothy, Matthew, and me, a son, Thomas, from a later relationship with Desi Murphy, and 5 grandchildren and 4 great-grandchildren. By Holly Searle.
An ugly modeling agency.
I was laughing so hard because I was just like, fuck. But honestly, I get it. Like, there is a need, you know? You know I was signed to a modeling agency once. Have we talked about this?
Oh, was this when you worked at Fred Siegel?
I never worked at Fred Siegel.
Why?
But
why did I think that?
I don't know. Like, you're like the one person that I feel like should know everything about me.
You worked at YSL?
I did, yeah.
As a model.
On Rodeo Drive. As a greeter. But, well, no. So, right before I moved down here, probably like 2 years before, I was just kind of like tall, lanky, and skinny. And people were always like, oh, you should try it or whatever. So
Yeah.
I fucking met with this one agency and they signed me and it was not a big deal at all. And they would send me on auditions. I kept getting put in auditions for commercials.
Okay.
And I would have to like pretend things and I just couldn't do it ever. And I remember one, they were like, act like you're like the director goes, act like you're so cold, you're so chilly. And I'm like, I don't know what to do. I left. I'm like, bye. And then
Wait, act it out.
I can't. That's the problem.
Do you
That's why I'm
think
here.
Do you think you could now?
You know, I did act when I was like a kid. I loved it.
Yeah.
I think I could act now, but I don't know if I would need to really practice.
We should take acting classes or like improv.
You know, I took improv classes when I was little.
I think we should.
She was a
do it.
driving instructor. I was like 8 years old. She was a driving instructor / improv teacher.
I love it.
And anyways.
I'm hungry.
I hope that picked it up.
I'm hungry.
I hope that microphone just picked up that stomach growl. That's the craziest thing I've ever heard. No, but I was with this modeling agency.
Did you book anything?
No. No, I did actually. You know what I would do is I would go to Levi's.
Okay.
Like the headquarters, and I would try on clothes.
Like a fit model?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that was it. One and done.
I have a pair of Levi's I just bought, remember?
Yes.
I cannot get them past my thighs.
Well, one day.
One day.
Dream big, dream small, dream whatever size you want to be. And that's all right now. We're going to
From the retired model.
Have I got a modeling agency for you, kid?
Ugly.
You got to talk to Jill Searle, sweetheart. We're going to get you signed. Oh my God, if I got signed to them, I would be lying. I'd be like, yeah, it's Ujle.
Well, I know.
Usually?
That's the other thing. Like, oh my God, you just got signed. What agency?
Ooh, it's
Ooglu.
Oogly?
Oogly.
Okay, we got to take a break. We'll take a break, and when we come back, we'll hear what had you spinning in your coffin. We'll be right back. And we're back. What had you spinning in your coffin this week?
I was driving in my coffin this week, girlies, because we're talking crash test dummies today.
Ooh.
And believe it or not, they tie into the show because they were once cadavers.
Tell me more.
Danny Zuko. Okay, I first wanted to mention that, Spencer, you discussed body brokers in OBITCH Drill Me. And I went back to listen to that coffin spinner to make sure that we haven't covered crash test dummies yet. And we haven't talked about them directly, but you did touch on how some bodies donated to science ended up with body brokers and
have been used.
Yeah, and those that weren't mutilated at the broker facilities were sent off to be crash test dummies or used for military tests. So I thought it would be interesting to expand on that, specifically crash test dummies. Cadavers used in military testing will need to be a separate episode. And I actually think they're probably the most wild stories I've heard. But first, we got to do the crash test dummies, okay?
Okay.
You're making fun of my crab hands. The first recorded fatal car accident was in 1869. A woman named Mary Ward and her husband, Henry, went out for a drive in a steam-powered car.
Fucking imagine. Do you have to like pump one of those billows in?
Probably. And it was built by the Parson brothers, and those brothers were in the car too, along with one other person. And they were driving along in Ireland along this road, and there was like a steep bend in the road. Well, they turn. Guess who flies out of the car? Miss Mary Ward. And she gets run over by that car.
Oh, by the same car she flew out of?
Yes, she got stuck under the wheel.
Oh, fuck.
Her neck was broken, which ultimately killed her, but she was super banged up. Her jaw was broken and just she had blood coming out of her ears. It was awful.
Oh, man.
It was terrible. But that was the first fatal recorded car accident in the world. And then the first one in North America was actually with a pedestrian. And it didn't happen until 30 years later when a man named Henry Hale Bliss was hit by a taxi cab while he was exiting a streetcar. His head and chest were crushed and he died.
Jeez.
Okay, really quick, when I was writing this, I was thinking about this. You know when you start driving and your parents drive with you and it can be kind of insane? I remember my mom specifically was the worst to drive with because she was just terrified the whole time.
I remember my mom, I did like a left. It was the first time I got like a left-hand signal, and I remember turning left and I went into the right lane. Like it was only a one lane turn left lane or whatever, and I just went straight into the right one, and she was like, okay, so that'll get us killed.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, calm down, lady.
Yeah, my mom would like not open her mouth. You know when you get yelled at like with the closed mouth?
Yeah, clench.
Like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, my mom feared for her life. People still say I can't drive, so I don't know. But I
I almost puked in your car. Remember the day after Zach Bryan?
You had 3 tall cans.
I know.
The night before.
And
you did almost throw up in your car.
Yeah, that was bad.
And it was sick. I got nauseous because she was gross.
Gagging. Okay, but my dad, I remember driving with him, and he was always very easy to drive with. He was stern, but like calm, you know?
Yeah.
And I'll never forget that he had a talk with me and was like, listen, you're going to be driving now, and cars are great, but they're also weapons. Like, you essentially are driving a weapon if you don't act right. So fucking act right, you know? And that always like stuck with me. I was like, okay, driving a weapon. With that said, by the 1900s, cars were becoming a very regular part of life. And of course, we love a car, but that also meant a rise in death tolls because let's face it, cars are dangerous. They're weapons. In 1899, there were 26 reported automobile related fatalities, and that steadily increased every single year. And by 1930, the death toll per year was around 31,000 fatalities linked to automobiles. That's like the 30,000% increase. Well, there's an article from OurDetroit.com that I'm going to pull a few things from, but they explained just how unsafe cars were at the time. They say, quote, take for instance the raw, untreated glass that used to pass for a windshield. In accidents, people would fly through the glass and be maimed horribly, if not instantly killed. Then they say, quote, before Charles Kettering's electric starter arrived via Cadillac in 1912, for example, the starter cranks in cars were known to break wrists and disfigure drivers with untimely backfires. The turn signal wouldn't arrive until 1937, and we know that that's because of an undertaker. The seatbelt didn't become an option until 1950, and unpadded dashboards and poorly placed metal knobs that skewered passengers were the main culprits of injuries. So, I mean, it was not only a weapon on the outside, it was a weapon on the inside. I mentioned specifically this OurDetroit.com article too because they talk about the Wayne State University of Detroit that were the pioneers in vehicle safety, and Detroit is sort of the car capital of the world, so I thought what better way. But the biomedical engineer program, which is the oldest active one in the world, started there when a doctor at the school and an engineer professor from the school wanted to see the impact car accidents had on on head trauma. To do this, skulls from the adjacent medical school were used. They were thrown down basically an elevator shaft.
God.
These tests actually determined that the human skull is relatively strong and could withstand about a ton of weight for less than a second. Which, I mean, it doesn't sound that strong, but I feel like the skull tried, you know?
She did her best.
She did her best for like a half of a second. These tests also showed how sometimes the area where a skull took a huge blow is not necessarily where it would crack or fracture, which I thought was really interesting.
Huh.
They also used that elevator shaft, put an ejection seat in it, and shot cadavers up.
Whoa, baby.
They shot cadavers up to see how force would play a role, which so wild thinking about this. Cadavers were also dropped on tempered glass to see what the impact of going through a windshield with tempered glass was, or what the impact would be like from hitting a steering wheel or a thick steel dashboard, all of which were pretty brutal. And they would put these things called accelerometers on them and put them in a car and test the impact and speed that way. Ever since these tests started, many automobile makers have funded them because the research is super crucial. And I will say there were also some animal tests that happened that I just refused to even research because I cannot handle it. For some reason, I can handle a cadaver. I can't handle an animal. Crash test dummies weren't a thing yet, obviously, so they had to use these deceased people. In 1949, the first crash test dummy was created. Its name was Sierra Sam, and he wasn't created for automobiles, though. He was instead created for things like aircraft ejection, seats, helmets, harnesses. But the inventor of that dummy, Samuel W. Alderson, went on to produce VIP 50, a dummy for a crash test in automobiles for Ford and for GM. So that's kind of the time where we're first seeing crash test dummies being used, but still using a cadaver gave the most accurate representation. The donated cadavers had accurate human anatomy, organs, bones, tissues that early crash dummies just weren't equipped with. And a dummy couldn't tell you about internal bleeding or organ damage or fractures. They had to use cadavers. In the 1960s, a professor at Wayne State named Lawrence Patrick came onto the scene, and he not only conducted a ton of crash tests with cadavers and dummies, but he himself was referred to as the human crash test dummy. He took 400 rides, Spencer, on something called the rapid deceleration sled, which is what they use to test the impact of a car crashing into a fucking wall.
Maybe it's one of those things where you like go on it once and then you're like, that was fun. I want to do it again.
It's like slamming into a wall, though, 400 times. He also volunteered to have a pendulum with a 22-pound metal ball on the end of it slam him in the chest. His students would also volunteer for some really painful tests, like ones that studied facial injuries. There were tests with cadavers where a hammer would be strapped to a high-speed, like, rotary thing, and it would hit a human in the face to see what happened with fractures. Like, so wild. There were even tests on cadavers where they would be in a mock intersection and get run over by cars.
Jeez.
Again, for research. And one of his students actually went on to invent the Hybrid 3, which is the standard test dummy for frontal car crashes today. But Lawrence continued to live a long life and passed at age 85 of Parkinson's disease. So I wanted to know more about the cadaver itself and just like their requirements, like just all of that. Cadavers are typically elderly when used for crash testing. I read somewhere that they're also typically white and male. But sadly, I read that young people whose lives are cut short are a lot of the times from an automobile accident, so they don't count as a candidate for tests like this. But when a cadaver is going to be tested, they are dressed in a leotard that covers their body. Their heads are wrapped up so they look anonymous and out of respect, and their hands are covered in mittens. There's no identifiers.
Okay.
They really kind of do just look like what you would think of as a crash test dummy, but it's a real person. Once their test is conducted, they undergo a lot of x-rays and even autopsies to obviously see what damage was done, and cadavers are donated for medical research. Oh, I did read in 2014 how the US was trying to unveil an obese crash test dummy because the average person is just much bigger now than they were even 20 years ago.
Right.
So the University of Michigan tested the obese dummy, which was 273 pounds, on a sled crash test. But what was interesting to me was that they did this side by side with an obese cadaver doing the same test to see how each of them reacted and if that dummy reacted the same way a cadaver would.
Okay.
Over the years, there has been a lot of controversy, obviously, over the use of cadavers for these brutal tests, but you also cannot deny that they have helped determining automobile safety.
When you're talking about them, I'm like, honestly, if people want to donate their bodies for certain things, like if somebody wants to donate to be on the transplant list or donate their organs or something and maybe they couldn't, it's like this is another way to technically help other people and prevent more deaths.
Absolutely. In the 1970s, the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration was established here in the U.S., and it's a federal agency that oversees the federal motor vehicle safety standards. And they develop and have strict protocols for crash test dummies. Cadavers are still used today for those safety tests. I did read that there has been so much testing done over the years that the need for testing has obviously dwindled because necessities dwindled, but they're still used from time to time. And the NHTSA funds some universities to do these wild tests. And in some cases, they must contact family members to let them know that this is the type of medical research that they will be doing on the deceased.
Mm-hmm.
Although I don't think that's always the case. So that's the only thing. I guess when you donate to science, you kind of have to take it all. You kind of have to be prepared for all of it.
Well, I mean, I feel like if you're going to donate your body, there should be clauses, or you should have a list of I'm okay with this. This is what I'm not okay with. I don't know.
I don't want my loved one to be hit in the head with a hammer a bunch of times to see how that, but I mean.
Depends who it is.
Depends who it is. Someone might be super up for that. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, last week with the guy who wanted to be mummified on TV, he was cool, do whatever. I won't be there for it. So I don't know. This is wild, Spencer. In 2011, Ford was really trying to make inflatable seatbelts a thing. And they were trying to get them in their Ford Explorer. And I don't.
In case the car went under?
No, it's an inflatable thing that would protect the body, crash.
Got it. Okay.
And I don't know if they ever became a thing. If anyone knows, please let us know.
An airbag in a seatbelt.
Exactly. Yep. But Wired.com has an article on the testing of those seatbelts, and I want to quote them for a second because it was so interesting. Quote, Ford says the feature provides 5 times the protection of a conventional belt. Less heavily promoted is the fact human cadavers played a role in their development. It's still very important, said Priya Prasad, a former top safety researcher at Ford, of using cadavers. Even though we have very good math modeling of dummies, human modeling hasn't reached that state yet. Automakers prefer to distance themselves from such ickiness. When a Swedish researcher told the newspaper Expressen in 2008 that General Motors and Saab were using cadavers in research, both companies quickly denied the story. And as far as the denial goes, it's true. Automakers don't have the medical resources that cadaver tests require, but universities do. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration funds scores of cadaver tests annually. Many of those schools also receive grants from automakers. So automakers say, no, we don't do cadaver tests, but they fund these places that do them. You know what I mean? And
technically.
And get the results. Exactly. That's the case with Ford's inflatable seatbelts, an idea Ford has tested for several years. The 2011 Explorer will be the first vehicle to offer the technology, and Ford has made the belts a highlight of the safety features offered to compete against other family haulers. It goes on, but before the system could be sold, Ford had to answer a myriad of questions. Just because the belts use airbags didn't mean they would do a better better job than the seatbelts we've been using for more than 50 years. It could even be worse. For example, what would happen to children sleeping on the belts when they inflated? Most of Ford's tests used the family of conventional dummies developed by the industry, including ones that mimic children. But without a cadaver test, Ford couldn't know for sure how the inflatable belt might affect internal organs and tissues. Typically in cadaver tests, such as the test pictured here, and we'll post a picture of it, by the University of Michigan Transportation Research Institute, researchers swaddle the body, including the head and stockings, both for scientific reasons and out of respect. The arms and hands, if present, are bound to keep them still. Sensors record the forces on various parts. After the test, researchers likely would have used x-rays and autopsies to examine any damage to the cadaver. Ford shared the results with NHTSA and deemed them confidential business information, so they aren't accessible under a Freedom of Information Act request. But given that the inflatable airbag safety belts will be in the new Explorer, it's reasonable to assume the tests were successful. And today, there are a ton of crash test dummies that are extremely high tech and lifelike. They've got ones for females now and for children, but I just don't think anything really compares to the real thing.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. Like, if we're testing for something like that, it makes sense to use. That's one of the times it does make sense to use a cadaver.
Right. Absolutely.
Interesting.
I know.
Well, we're going to go test it out. Madison, hop in my car. We're going to go on a quick break, and when we come back, I'll tell you what had me spinning in my coffin.
Cut the brakes.
We'll be right back.
And we're back. What had you spinning in your coffin this week, girly?
Wow, positive. Okay, you kind of piggybacked off of one of my old coffin spinners, right?
Uh-huh.
And so I did the same. One of my favorite episodes that we ever recorded was when you told us the story of the lady who claimed to have intimate relations with a ghost.
Yes.
I remember we were sitting in my old apartment on the yellow couch. We had like
Yes.
TV trays.
Uh-huh.
Terrible microphones. Just, I don't know. We were losing it though. And this week I decided to go down the wackiest rabbit hole yet. I went hunting on the internet for some more stories from real people who have claimed to have or think they've had sexual relations with ghosts.
Oh my God, I love it.
So that's where we're going with this.
Okay.
The first one comes from the paranormal subreddit, and they wrote, I think I had a sexual encounter with a ghost last night. If anyone has ever experienced anything like this, please DM me. That could do a dramatic reading. It's been happening slightly the last couple days. Not sure if it's in my head or not, but I definitely felt something last night. I'm a male, 27 years old. I was laying in bed on my back. I started to feel this cold/goosebump sensation on my chest, then a tingling sensation with a little pressure around the crotch area, almost as if someone sat on me. I then started to feel a coldness tingle around my penis, and it would move just a tiny bit on its own. It stayed like that for another 5 to 10 minutes. Then all of a sudden that sensation became really strong from the head of my penis to about mid-shaft, and I became hard in seconds.
Oh my God.
It only lasted for about maybe 10 seconds, and the sensation was gone. I'm not going to lie. It was a surreal experience, and I enjoyed it. But should I be concerned about this at all? I don't really know what to do about this.
I've said it before, and I'll say it again. If a ghost wants to have sex with me, please come do it.
Come on down!
I don't think there's any problem with it.
Okay.
I think that's great. Good for him.
Well, someone else posted in that same group and they said, any not safe for work experiences with ghosts? I've personally always heard urban legends. Man, stupid people at the bar about people who have claimed to have sex with paranormal entities. What bar are you going to,
And honey, you're on Reddit.
Or in the bar example, people who claim to have fucked a ghost.
Oh.
I was wondering, has anyone had anything that fits this category of paranormal encounter? Is it possible? Someone wrote, yeah, this happened to me. I've been desperately looking for people to talk about this since I bottled it all up in fear of looking crazy. It first happened to me
You do, babe. You do.
Hey, babe, we got news. You're being broadcast. It first happened to me sometime in December of 2020. The weird part was that I had my clothes on and yet still felt like I was having intercourse. It felt really good, so I let it happen and encouraged the spirit to keep on returning.
Well, honey, sometimes that happens just wearing jeans.
Yeah. When that zipper hits right, baby. It used to happen once a week, then 3 times a week, 4, 5, and finally became an almost everyday thing.
Bragging.
Mine is period days. This caused me a lot of stress because it got to the point where he wouldn't let me sleep. It exhausted me. Remember that fucking Hallmark movie, Spirit of Christmas, with the hot guy ghost?
Oh my God. He's sorry, Cisco.
It exhausted me a lot and started being terrifying. I started to wonder if I was really imagining it all and will end up in a psychiatric hospital. Babe, somebody call the ambulance, babe. Okay, we got a live one.
Honey, we got the socks with the things on the bottom.
Listen, babe, listen carefully. As 2 people who have been psychiatrically held against their own will, we need you to know.
Yes.
Time is now. The only solution was to actively avoid engaging in until the spirit decided to move on. Took a couple days, but it did work out in the end. I've never messed with spirits since. So they ghosted the ghost.
They ghosted the ghost.
Another wrote, I have acute gynophobia. Is that how you say it? Gyno? Gyno? Oh, gynophobia.
Acute gyna. Honey, I want one of those.
You should have said me 50 years ago, honey. I had acute gynophobia too.
Honey, when I was in my early 20s, I had that cute gynophobia.
Don't know what it is. Sorry if it's something bad. But I was sitting watching Tom and Jerry and suddenly felt aroused. I thought it's normal. Boys do get hard without a reason. But I felt like someone was getting weight on my body and kind of wiggling on my thigh, and my phobia kicked in. I got up and vomited on the way to the washroom so bad that I might have fainted, but I felt something just lay me safe on the floor. I was woken up by my mom in a pool of my vomit.
There was just a ghost like twerking. It'd be so funny in the ghost world.
I don't like that they were watching cartoons because that scares me. I'm like, was that like someone young who wrote that? But it was in there, so I had to share it.
Oh, God, I didn't even go there.
I know, I'm sorry. Another wrote, I've been searching for other people to discuss this with since it happened to me about 2 months ago. It was absolutely real, and for the first time ever, I expelled feminine fluids.
She squirted on the ghost.
My eyes were all watery, and I've only experienced it 2 times to completion, and it's always so intimate and affirming. It's opened my eyes to a whole world I never thought was real.
Wow.
Okay, I'm getting jealous.
Well, I'm sitting there thinking, what's the fucking problem?
Okay, I'm getting jealous.
Me too.
I wouldn't tell anyone if that happened to me because I would want.
I would tell my Ouija board and try to get them to keep coming.
Otto! Yeah, the Ouija board. Like, come on, baby!
Put the thing on there.
Come check it out! Okay, this next one comes from a group called Off My Chest, which is where people, I think, like go tell secrets or whatever. And they were, I think I'm having sex with a ghost. Okay, this might sound weird or fake, but I promise you it's not, and it's still ongoing. I'm typing this half asleep. I don't know if it'll go on, as it's currently almost 2 a.m. This has never happened to me before, and it's definitely not a wet dream. At first, I thought it was sleep paralysis because the feeling was the same. I'm aware of my surroundings, but unable to move. So this started with a light touch on my neck, which I confused it as my blanket and just ignored it. But certain intervals, this light touch came back and just decided to sleep anyways.
Do you need a moment? Are you okay?
My butthole started hurting and I felt it open, like if you put your finger in there dry.
Honey, what?
We got called a spirit SVU, honey. You got assaulted. At this point, I'm fully awake, but my body's numb. I'm not gonna lie, it felt good as this entity was grinding against my back while pulling my ears. Guess I'm into that.
Wait, I have to picture the ghost world. Like, I feel like you and I would go do this to someone. Like, yeah, oh my God, look. Pull his ears.
When this was over, I looked over and saw it was a middle-aged man, mid-40s, brown skin. He said, and I quote, "He was right. You don't need a body to experience pleasure." I don't know who is the he that he's talking about. I would like to say, yes, I sleep with my room locked and no one has a key other than me. My windows have bars on them that literally only an infant could get through, and no one was in my room without my knowledge. They got fucked in the ass by a ghost who pulled their ears, and they loved it.
Oh.
I love it. In another group, somebody asked the question. They said, if ghosts were real, would sex with a ghost be considered necrophilia?
No.
Yeah, somebody was like, no, they're still alive in a way and they can consent. Necrophiliacs either like that the body doesn't move or that it's rotting. So feel free.
Yeah.
Somebody posted in another group, ghost sex. This experience happened about a year or two ago. At the time, I was living with my sister and my bed was in the living room. I remember coming in from hanging out with a friend sort of late. I got ready for bed and laid down on my mattress. As I'm still very much awake, I start to feel this deep vibration coming from the mattress. Ooh. I was on my was on my back at this time and I didn't know what to do. Moments later, the sensation got a lot more intense. I won't get too graphic, but I rolled over on my stomach at one point and the sensations began to feel a lot like sex. Not just a weird vibrating, but real sex. Moments later, the feeling died and I was just kind of left there confused. This wasn't a frightening experience, but rather kind of fun. I know this wasn't sleep paralysis as I was able to move around and I never went to sleep until much later. Does anyone know what happened? Someone commented and said, had a similar experience to this several times. It felt kind of like how you described it, except it was warm and I could feel love in my chest. Funny. For me, it was my spirit guide that did it because, and don't ask me why, but I asked her if we could do it.
What?
I guess I was really horny or something. LOL.
Oh my God, I'm jealous.
She's going to be praying tonight like she's never prayed before. To wrap this up. So I know you mentioned succubus when you did your episode, and I did a little more deep diving. So a succubus, just as a refresher, is a mythological creature typically depicted as a female demon or supernatural entity who appears in folklore and religious texts. And according to legends, succubi seduce men, often through sexual activity, to drain their life force or energy. And the male counterpart to a succubus is an incubus. And some famous examples include Lilith. In Jewish mythology, Lilith is sometimes depicted as a succubus.
Okay.
She's considered the first wife of Adam who refused to submit to him and was cast out of Eden. And over time, she became associated with demonology and is often portrayed as a seductive demon.
Okay.
Mara in Buddhist mythology is a demon who represents unwholesome impulses, unskillfulness, and the death of spiritual life. He tries to seduce Siddhartha with visions of beautiful women, sometimes considered to be succubi. In The Monk by Matthew Lewis, it's a Gothic novel that features a succubus character named Matilda who seduces the monk Ambrosio and leads him down a path of corruption and damnation.
Wow.
Megan Fox, Jennifer Check in Jennifer's Body.
Oh, she's a succubus?
She's a succubus. After a
Okay.
botched satanic ritual, she seduces and kills her male classmates to sustain her life force. And I don't know if I've ever actually watched it.
Same.
And
I
so
haven't.
I think we should.
I think we should too.
I feel like we'll love her because she's just
Hot.
a hot succubus.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's some examples of succubi. And so some people think that like if you find yourself in a romantic entanglement with a ghost, that it's probably a succubi.
Oh, God.
But they're sucking.
Uh-huh.
They're sucking, they're fucking, they're pulling the ears back.
And they're saying bye.
And they're, yeah.
Suck you bye.
Suck you bye.
Suck you dry.
Okay. But yeah, that was my follow-up to ghost.
Oh my gosh. Well, thank you so much. I could listen to stories about that all day long.
If any of you have had sexual encounters with a ghost, please write in.
Please. Oh my God.
Love to hear it.
I would love to hear it. Wow. Okay, well, should we move on to something a little sweeter?
Sure. Well, I don't have anything sweet to talk about.
Oh,
but
okay.
if you do, go ahead.
I do. This is an obituary I have for a man named Gary. Gary, our beloved dad, grampy, and ride or die, passed away early Sunday, June 12th, 2022, after a brief illness surrounded by his family. He was born on July 25th, 1939, an only child born to Helen and Jerry of Lynn, where he grew up on Mudge Street. He leaves behind his most treasured accomplishments in life, his 3 children, their spouses, and 4 granddaughters. His summers were spent at Fisherman's Beach in Swampscott with his mother. He attended Lynn English High School class of 57. In his youth and young adulthood, he managed to get into an exuberant amount of shenanigans with his Lynn friends. He enjoyed making the rounds to various local drag and car races, including a trip to the infamous 1964 Indy 500, where he was in the pits and could tell you some crazy stories. He was a jokester through and through and would do whatever he could to get a laugh or play a trick. This continued right up until his last moments. After a short stint at GE and a year in the Naval Reserves, he opened his first car lot on the Linway Linway Auto Exchange. He went on to own and operate other used car lots on the North Shore, including Country Club Motors and Peabody and the Auto Spot in Amesbury, and worked alongside Alan at Kagan's Auto Clinic in Revere up until his retirement. He had a magical way of knowing what every car was, from year to make and model. He could tell you what year any auto was made and any detail you did not want to know about. He loved all things automotive, and his passion led him to a successful career. In 1979, he moved from Swampscott to Topsfield to raise his family. He resided there for 43 years, where he eventually affectionately became known as the Walker around town. He took great pride in raising his 3 children in Topsfield and eventually had an active role in the raising of his grandchildren there as well. He loved nothing more than his family and made no secret of telling them. He would be severely annoyed with us that we were not able to donate his body to be a crash test dummy, his real end-of-life dream. He would also probably be bothered by the fact we spent any money to fulfill his final wishes. However, we know in the end he would be happy to know that his children came together to spend time and reminisce about the amazing dad and grandfather that he was. He would not want anyone to stand around and cry over him. So instead, we celebrate him and the amazing love and kindness he showed all of us. There will be chocolate cake and lots of stories about his amazing life.
Aww.
He wanted to be a crash test dummy.
Incredible. Absolutely incredible. A real man's man can name every car.
Uh-huh.
Well, I have another man. This is for Brett. We'll just do first name only. Brett left this world way too early. He was 59 years old.
Aww.
Born in Kellogg, he joined his 2-year-old brother, and both were handfuls for their parents and teachers. Brett and his mom were late coming home from the hospital after birth, as his dad was busy watching the Yankees play and win the World Series. Maybe that's why the Yankees became his favorite team also. Brett excelled at whatever he chose to do. Sports, hunting, fishing, working, etc. He always gave 110%. After early semester graduation from Kellogg High School in 1980 at the age of 17, he worked at the Bunker Hill zinc plant until fall, where he then attended LCSC in Lewiston to play baseball. This was short-lived, and he went back to work at the zinc plant until the company closed in 1981. After a year in the woods with Swan Logging, he chose to go mining at the Sunshine and then the Crescent, when a near-fatal accident at the Crescent caused him to go back to logging for various companies. A marriage to Terry brought them a son in 1988, and they later divorced in 1991, but remained on good terms. Brett continued working in the woods, and in 1996, he married Tammy. From 1981 to 2001, he played competitive softball, traveling to national tournaments throughout the U.S. In the fall of 2005, Brett was hired away from logging by Land America Lawyers Title. When interviewed at the job, he told them, "If you don't like me, it'll be the biggest mistake you've ever made."
Ooh.
They later found out as their business boomed. After 16 months, he learned a group of his friends were going to purchase Kootenai Title Company, so Brett then went to work there and worked his way up to assistant manager and marketing manager. He worked very closely with the area's largest builders, developers, investors, lenders, and top realtors, developing long-lasting friendships with them as well. He later took his business to Brewster and the Hanford Reach on the Columbia River. Brett was involved in many fundraisers throughout Kootenai County, in donating fishing trips to 4-H at Rosenberger Ranch, Excel Foundation, Good Sam, Altar Church, Denim and Dynamis, and others. Brett personally started a fundraiser for specialty needs recreation at Black Rock Golf Course, where over $150,000 had been raised through the years. Brett was the chairman of the North Idaho Building Contractors Parade of Homes for 3 years, donating his time and effort. When asked, Brett helped raise money to buy a helicopter for the Kootenai County Sheriff's Department and was a board member to help raise money for a disabled veterans gym. He always enjoyed what he was doing, and he was always very professional. If Brett was your friend, then you had a friend not only during the good times, but tough times as well. He had your back. Talks about who he was preceded and survived by, different charity organizations, and it says, "We love you, Brett. Your heartbeat will be with us forever until we meet again. Your loving family. Our son, Brett. I never thought I'd write a poem saying goodbye to my son, but as I sit here, that's exactly what I've done. Memories are all that's left. His leaving makes us sad, but I want the world to know I'm proud to be his dad. He worked hard at what he did, always did his best. Then one day God took his hand and said, 'Brett, it's time to rest. Your family loves you, Brett, more than you'll ever know, and it broke our hearts when you had to go. You'll be on our minds and in our hearts each and every day. Your memories and laughter will never go away. Love you, Brett, until we meet again. Your family.'"
Oh, that's so sweet.
Well, That was sent in by a Geoff.
Okay. Oh, no.
And they said, hey, girlies, check out this sweet obituary. And then see what sort of activities it didn't mention. Love always, Geoff Sinclair. This is from KCSO. Man facing felony charges dies by suicide. Hayden, a man accused of posing as a teen boy in order to solicit sexually explicit photos from minors reportedly died by suicide this week.
Oh.
Brett, 59. I'm only not saying his last name because he has his family, you know.
Yeah.
Of Hayden died Tuesday night due to a self-inflicted injury, according to the Kootenai County Sheriff's Office. Brett was charged in April with sexual abuse of a child under the age of 16 with 6 counts of sexual exploitation of a child by distribution or production of sexually explicit materials, all felonies. He was released from jail on April 20th, a week after his arrest. Court records indicate that North Idaho oil and land dealer Delbert Kerr put up a home in Rimrock Meadows Estates, a gated community in Hayden Lake, as collateral for Brett's $1 million bail. He died by a gunshot wound, but yeah, he allegedly paid about 50 girls to send him sexually explicit photos. He admitted to the police to soliciting photos from hundreds of girls over the last 3 years. They found electronic devices belonging to him that had hundreds of images of child sexual abuse. They found sexually explicit images on the devices involving animals and children as young as infants.
Okay. What a sick fucking
Yeah, actually, his
bastard.
name was Brett Nearing, and fuck him, and
Fuck him.
may he
Sick.
fucking rot, sicko.
Rot.
You know what I just saw is Louisiana apparently passed a bill.
Oh, I saw you posted the castration.
Yeah.
Love it.
Good. Castrate all the fucking child molesters.
Yep.
Go fuck yourself.
Fuck that.
Anyway.
That's terrible.
Terrible, fuck him, but it's one of those things where it's like, to me, you're my family member, you're not getting a fucking obituary at all. If you were to get one, it would be a 3-sentence, so-and-so died, that's it. You're not getting a fucking poem from me, you fucking sicko.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Crazy. It's not his family's fault, but he's not somebody who should be celebrated.
No, not at all. Disgusting.
Disgusting and just a fucking idiot. And speaking of, we've spun in our coffins.
We've bitched our obituaries.
Means it's time for some dumb
Ass
criminals.
Okay, I have one coming out of Florida, and I think it just happened because this article's from ESPN Southwest Florida, and it says June 5th.
Okay.
So maybe it just happened, but I love this so much. It says, now this is one bizarre Florida man. Imagine you're working and minding your own business when, out of nowhere, a car crashes into your office. That's what happened at the Martin County Jail. And who's behind the wheel? None other than a very bizarre Florida man, 40-year-old Joseph Leedy. This guy wasn't just driving through the doors of the jail, according to Fox 13. He did it in a woman's blouse and no pants. He's just like Winnie the Pooh driving through a jail.
God.
But the bizarre Florida man didn't stop there. After Leedy crashes into the jail, things get even weirder. He steps out of his car without pants and decides the lobby floor could use some motor oil. Why? Because he wants to set it on fire.
Oh.
As if that's not enough, he starts yelling about wanting to kill everyone and throws rubber snakes around like he's Moses before the Pharaoh. Now, this guy clearly has a screw loose and he manages to cause thousands of dollars in damage, but fortunately, those steel doors keep him from getting any deeper into the jail. And good news, no one was hanging out in the lobby when he decided to make his grand entrance. Deputies who probably didn't have wrangle a pantsless man covered in motor oil on their to-do list managed to restrain him, took him to the hospital. He's booked on 4 counts of aggravated assault on a law enforcement officer and criminal mischief over $1,000. But there's his car. It's a Camry. He just drove it through the jail. And then here's him.
Love it.
Love it. Hi.
Hey, girl.
He had rubber snakes, a woman's blouse, no pants, and drove through the jail.
Doing it right. Sounds like a typical night over here.
Yeah.
Okay, Mine, every once in a while, like I'll go back and look at like texts with my mom and, just things we've texted each other. She had sent me a screenshot and I remembered this today because I was reading something about Ohio and I have some family in Ohio in Chagrin Falls. Her cousin, Pam, who lives there, would send my mom sometimes snippets of their local newspaper. It was always the most mundane news to be reporting on.
I love it.
And this one cracked me up, and I found it in our text, and it says, changed purse, lost or stolen. A Chagrin Falls woman reported to police on November 5th that her change purse marked with the word budget had been lost or stolen while she was in the village earlier in the day.
This is like within the last couple years.
Oh, yeah.
This isn't 1950s.
No, this is recent.
Oh my God.
Well, a couple of years ago. She asked police to be on the lookout for the purse, which she described as green and containing change, keys, and 2 human teeth. The plot twist at the end really got
Oh my
me.
God, I love that.
So we don't know who the dumb criminal is, but they probably have the surprise of their life opening that purse.
Maybe she was the criminal and she stole somebody's teeth.
Oh, who knows?
And they stole it back. Who knows? I love that. That makes me feel like I'm 1950s reading a milk carton or something.
Yes.
Oh my God.
So, Chagrin Falls, Geoffs, any of you out there?
That's where.
Let us know.
What is the cash take? I see something. Cash taken from business. Is that one good?
Breaking and entering at a salon business was reported to police on November 1st. At 8:51 a.m., employees at the Howard Hannah Smith Kramer building on Center Road reported that someone broke the glass door on the west side of the building. The suspect then went to the second floor and forced open an office door. Taken was $100 in currency and change from desks. Do you want to fucking know where we live?
Honey, that is nothing.
That's not even making next door.
No.
In our neighborhood, okay.
We don't even talk about that.
God.
That's a good day.
Yeah.
That's all it was taken.
That's all that happened? My God.
Oh my God.
Oh, God. Well, look out for some exciting announcements coming soon. Of course, you can always check out obituarypodcast.com. That's where we post and share everything, as well as on our Instagram, which we now know is @obituarypod.
We do know. Yes, we know that now. And also, our book is coming out in August. You can pre-order it on prh.com/obituary.
That's it for the week. We'll see you next week with some more coffin spinners
And obituaries.
dumb
As
criminals.
criminals.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.